Let's open it and see what it is. Oh, look what it is. It's from PCBWay, or then later. Let's open it up and see what do we have here. This is empty. And look what it is. Who would have guessed? They are PCBs. Just focus here, see guys. You guys already know which project this is for. But isn't it beautiful? It looks absolutely gorgeous. And I think it is perfect quality for a project like this. I will just make sure that we have the proper size capacitors here, and then the IC is right way up and all the grounds are right way, and then I will build it with you guys. So, see you there. Okay guys, next up, let's check the grounds. So, there's supposed to be a ground here. And if it's connected properly, it should be here. Yes, it is. This here is a ground. And this should be ground. Yes, this is also grounded. This is grounded. Is this grounded? No. This is ground. Yeah. I think we're all good here. So let's begin off building this. Alright, so the first thing we're gonna do to this PCB is that we are going to install this DM13A LED controller chip. And it's going right here, and as you can see, this little notch here, I don't know if you can see it on the video, probably can. And we have printed out the notch here on the PCB too. We can just place it right here. I'm going to just adjust the legs a little bit that it can fit all the way to it. And I'm sorry if there's a little bit of background noise here. I am 3D printing the AFDS buttons right now, so the printer is making a bit of noise as it's changing the filament. And then we can push this in, and the legs will come out here, right here. And then we are going to take the solder and soldering iron and solder every one of these pads or legs into the PCB like this. So I'm gonna do this off camera and we'll see on the next step. And it's been only a couple of minutes and I have soldered every one of these and they went great. Then the next step is that we are probably going to need a 16-pin connector, and it's gonna actually be backwards, so it's gonna be here. And yeah, I'm gonna solder this next off camera. And guys, while I'm soldering, I might actually tell you that we are going to actually be giving one of these FDS panels away. So be on the lookout in the comments, and I'm not yet sure. It's gonna be probably published in the next week of this video, if not earlier. We're gonna do it as quickly as possible, and yeah, the details are then in the comments or Discord or someplace there. And I have now soldered the connector here. The next step will be to solder these push buttons on the PCB on top of it, and the place for them is right here. I have now soldered these buttons on, and they work. And then we are going to install these LEDs right on here as they right this way, like this. And I'm going to do every one of these. And we have red and orange LEDs. And we need to, of course, know in which positions they are. So that we will get from the schematics. And yeah, I'm going to solder them according to the schematics. See you then.
Before continuing, we would like to tell you a little more about our sponsor, PCBWay.
PCBWay is a part manufacturer who offers PCB manufacturing and assembly, CNC machining and 3D printing services.
Their low prices and endless customization enables everyone to use their services in a moment's notice.
We've already ordered some parts for this project and it was very convenient and easy process.
Go check them out from the first link in the description.
Thank you PCBWay for sponsoring this segment. And back to the video.
And as you can see, I have now soldered all of the LEDs here, and it's starting to look like a PCB. So we are going to be putting one of these guys in here. Yeah, and it is going to go in the back side and like this. So I will solder it from the top side, and it is soldered. And yes, we only have one thing left, and it is a potentiometer. I have it right here, and we will see if we will leave it here, but at least right now it is going to go right here. These are bent a little bit, but yeah, this is gonna go here, and I will solder it for you guys. I can actually do a little tutorial of how to solder it. Some of you guys don't know. So you have your soldering iron hot enough. I have it at 350 degrees Celsius. Take your solder, then preheat this area for a couple of seconds, and then start to feed the solder, and then hold, and it will just flow into the grooves. I can show to you closer if you can see it. I can zoom it in post-production. But yeah, the solder looks absolutely beautiful. So I'll just do it to these other legs. And like this, we have done a beautiful job of soldering the potentiometer right here. And the PCB is now done. I will just show you how to wire up the ribbon cable for this connector. So I have now cut this ribbon cable, and this is my desired length for this. Then I have my 16-piece female connector. Yeah. So I will just feed it through these. It have some spikes, and you feed it through. Actually, I noticed that because I have the red one here, I know that I need to have it this way. I had it the opposite way. Yeah. So I will just feed this through, and then I'll get some pliers and put a little bit of pressure on top of the connector. Just like this, and you will hear a clicking sound when it is at the bottom, because this has some teeth to hold it. And then when we have this, you can always leave it like this, but I myself prefer to do this, and then we have this top piece which we can put here, and it'll actually this is broken. Now we have a okay one, so I'll just make this fold and then put this top piece. It feeds through these channels here, and I'll just push it to the bottom, and we have very professional connector. And if I show this to you with the PCB, it fits right in here, and we have perfect connection for our data and electrical lines to have the 12 volt, 5 volt and ground come here, as well as the signals for the multiplexer and LED controller. And then when you're done with the cable and want to connect to the Arduino, I have it on Arduino Uno, and I just made these, crimped these connections here. These are the same ones that are in the Arduino's cables, and I have this on the other end, and I can control it on the PC with this one. Yeah, let's get to the printing.
Alright, I've now modeled the upper part, which will show to most of the people, or the main part. And we will do a video of showing how you can do these kinds of panels. It is quite simple actually, but yeah, we have the hole for the switch, then the backlighted text. Actually it is lowered down right now, I have to get it up. Then we have the holes for the buttons in the right place. I made the overhangs so the buttons don't fly out of the top, and it is in 2 layers as it's supposed to be. I can put a reference photo for you guys in some corner here or here. But yeah, how you can export this is clicking the component here, then save as a mesh, and remember to save the format as 3MF. Then you will click OK and save it where you want it. And remember that all of the bodies need to be here, not in sketches or somewhere. They need to be in this specific component or this won't work. Let's go to the bamboo slicer. Alright, so I have now loaded the 3MF file to the bamboo slicer, and the only things I need to do is to make sure this is aligned good, and then I enable support because we have the underside here which needs a bit of support here. And then I go to objects, select all of these, right click and then set filament for select items, and it will be white, and the upper part or the whole body other than the text will be gray. Then I slice it and so it looks like this. There should only be one layer of white and it looks good. Yes. And rather than that, there will be support in fill and walls as it should be. And then yeah, the total print time should be just under 2 hours. And I already sent it to the printer, which you can see here. So let's get to the time lapse.
Alright, so the first test print came here, and as you can see, the top finish is quite good, but the texts, I made a small mistake of putting it only for one layer. So because of these supports, it's just a see-through and it has not printed so well, so I will do another one which will include like 45 layers of infill here, and then the text will be still one layer, but yeah, we'll see. Alright guys, so just for the reference, here we have the first piece, which came out quite poorly, and then we have the final piece that I just printed, and wow, it looks good. I also tweaked the settings a bit here on the top layer, so it looks much better. I think I can tweak it a little more for the other panel, but this looks very good. Yeah, let's toss this away, and then let's bring the backplate which will mount our PCB on.
And I have now designed a backplate for this one, and it will include the holes for the LEDs. They are 5mm wide, as are the LEDs itself, and this is also 5mm, even though the button is much smaller, but I guess it's better to have some slack here, so it won't rub against anything and work perfectly. And this will go, this will attach to the PCB will attach in the bottom. Then there will be our MIP frame in between these, and these will sandwich that in between these. And we'll just export this and print this.
And here we have this backplate piece. I just printed it in green because it will go behind the MIP panel, so it doesn't show anywhere, and this was the filament that we have the most to use for this kind of purposes. The surface finish is absolutely beautiful, and yeah, as you can see already on here, it lines up perfectly, and let me show. Yeah, this is the right one, so you can see the text through here, and if I show you with flashlight, you can see how well the backlighting works. It works very good. And yeah, then we have our PCB here, and how we are going to mount this is very easy. So first with this back mounting piece, we just put it on top of the LEDs. I need to drill it a little bit bigger holes, so because this is probably a little bit too tight for the LEDs. It's just in the only like 0.5 millimeter more, but as you can see, already really tight fit and it fits perfectly. I can click the buttons and put the switch on this.
And now we have designed the buttons too. They are they have the shaft, which is just a little bit smaller than the 5mm hole here. Then we have that will be transparent, and also this square thing here through here, and yeah. Then we have the text that will light up as the color of the LEDs, but everything else will be black. And yeah, I will test first only with this button, and then if it's good, I will also print these for it. But yeah, let's do that.
Alright, I just got the first button from the 3D printer, and as you can see, it looks very good. It's perfect from the top, and this size doesn't matter. There were supports, but it doesn't matter because it doesn't show up here. If I show you, I will just press it on here, and as you can see, it fits perfectly. So good fit, but it's still a bit tight, as you can probably hear. So I'm going to file it down, or file these sides just a little bit down, and especially the corners here, because they are a bit rough. Yeah, and then I'm going to 3D print the rest of the buttons here and here. This took more than 9 hours to print because, well, I didn't want to print all of the buttons already because I wasn't sure if they're gonna fit and be perfect, but this is perfect, so I'm gonna print the rest of the buttons too. And here's the fully built, or it is lacking still a few buttons, but here's a almost fully built AFDS panel and PCB attached to it. I attached them from all the mounting points from screw holes, and 2 screws are connected to this, so this will hold itself when it's mounted on the simulator wall. And as you can see, yeah, well, of course the switch works, and I can show you with my flashlight. That all of the backlighting works. It works very well. This is actually, yeah, it works really well. And when I will program it, the LEDs here and the buttons will work, also the switch, and the backlighting will add a small piece of LED strip back here to shine through the holes we have made for the backlight. But the programming is for another video. Be tuned to see that when it comes out. Meanwhile, we will build our simulator, and the next video after this is probably sidewalls. And yeah, this is perfect. Can you hear this? It is so satisfying sound. And the backlighting also for that came out really good. All the signs through the letters, and it is so accurate. I have the 2 buttons printing on the 3D printer right besides me, so I will add them after that. And then we will do a giveaway for one of these modules, so be tuned for that. And yeah, we'll see you on the next video. Goodbye.